deferred to him, but he said no. Okay, great. Hope you found that interesting, chaps. Let's move swiftly on to the next panel, which is the CEO panel. If I could invite the panelists from the CEO panel to take the stage, please. Thank you. Great, fantastic. Okay, good. Oh gosh, that was my old age. Right. Welcome, 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 welcome. Here we are. No virtual here, it's all in person, right? So I didn't need to keep checking. Can I see this? Can this fellow see me? Can I see this fellow? Right, we're all in person, fantastic. Welcome, morning everyone, to the CEO's panel. I have with me, ladies first. I have with me Miss, because I always go from the far end, but no, not this time. Sorry, sir. Ms. Nour Jarrar, who is CEO of Citibank Jordan, as the name suggests, right here in Jordan. Next to her, Valeria Vahorovska, who is CEO of Fondy, and she will tell us about the locations of that. And next to her, we have Mr. Ayman Dhaim, who is CEO of the National Bank of Iraq, which, as the name suggests, is based in Iraq. So we're going to be talking about emerging challenges and opportunities for the region's banks and FIs. That's the discussion for this morning. And what I would like to do is invite each of the panelists to make an opening statement on just that topic, the opportunities and challenges for FI in this region. And then we'll take the conversation on to more of a debate. I'll have to see some disagreement and argument. No, I don't know. Right, so let's start with you, Ms. Jarrar, on the opportunities and challenges for the region's banks with your opening statement.
Sure, are they working?
Oh, are they on? Is this mic on? No.
Can we have the portable ones?
Or a mic itself, yes, fantastic. Could we get one each for each of the speakers? One each, yes, thank you.
Thank you. So I want to say that, with every challenge comes an opportunity. And I think that the challenges that are currently facing the banking sector are many, yet they represent opportunities for us for growth. And I want to touch on general themes. And if you allow me, Professor, later on, maybe we can really dive more into those themes. So obviously technology and the cultural shift in technology is one of the challenges, yet opportunities. And that has to do with the way banks operate, the way our clients expect us to operate, and how we need to resource ourselves in order for us to be up to that challenge. So that is probably the number one theme that I would say under challenges, but yet at the same time, how it translates into opportunities. The other area, which I think is also very important, is regulations. We get our reputation as solid institutions, solid firms, because of regulations and because of our compliance with that. And that, on its end, is also a challenge and an opportunity for us as banks. With technology comes other aspects that are very important, including cybersecurity, for example. Yesterday, one of the important sessions was around ESG and sustainability. And that is an area that is a strategy topic that needs to be a focus. Now, depending where you are in the world, this topic takes either priority, driver's seat, or sometimes it's even, might not be of that priority matter. But with globalization, with the way we operate, it definitely, all of us will need to join forces in order for us to follow that very important agenda. And last but not least, human capital. Human capital, extremely important for us for the future. We need to make sure that there is a shift in human capital between the way we look at our operations today and how we need to look at our operations in the future and the resourcing that is required in order to take that journey forward. So that, in a nutshell, a summary of those points. And if you allow me later on, I will be more than happy to explain more.
Absolutely, we will advance on that. Could we get a mic for each of the speakers so they don't have to? Yeah, it's on its way. Okay, thank you. Please go ahead, Valeria. Now, tell us a bit about Fondy, because it's not a bank, but tell us a bit about that.
It's fintech, yeah. I think that this topic generally very close to me, because I think that I have never had any confidentiality, and I was never confident in the next day, and I will explain you why. I'm running fintech company. I would like to share with you a little bit my story just to explain you why. Because first of all, I was born in Ukraine, and I worked in corporate banking, as all of you. And I love my corporate career a lot, but one day I woke up and I understood, look, we are so focused on the regulation. We are so big bank. I work in the biggest bank of Ukraine, State Saving Bank, and I was the deputy head of corporate business. And we had everything. We had data. We had a lot of clients. But I understood, but all of the people and consumers and corporates, I understood they don't like us. They don't like to work with us. They hate us because they don't understand what we are doing. They don't understand. And every time when they are coming to us, they tell us, look, you're so bad because you're so complicated. You must do something to be easy. And I came with a great idea to my CEOs and with an ideas, but definitely it was refused because we must be very focused on the legacy, on the regulation, everything. And I understood that, yeah, in banks it's much more complicated to think about technology because you always should be focused on the regulation, some stability. And I understood that I would like to take this challenge. And I made this challenge, and I wanted, and I had my dream, and I started my company in 2014. 2014, when the first invasion happened. And Ukraine lost some of the territories. And I understood that technology can help people to survive. Technology can help a lot of entrepreneurs not to lose all their lives, all their future. Because what was my first idea when I started my company? I wanted to help a lot of entrepreneurs to start selling in online. Because when you have offline business, you always have a lot of uncertainty. Because if today something happens with your shop, you just will lose everything in 1 minute. And when you are dealing with online business, you always just, in case if something happens, you can move your team and you can continue working. And I understood that, yes, I would like to bring very easy for usage product where our businesses can move their business in online and they start accepting payments from different clients all over the world. Because also what I understood that when you work offline, you have restriction. It's your clients. And your clients, it's like just around you. When you are operating in online, you can get your clients all over the world and you can always get more and you can grow much more faster. Exactly with this idea, I started my company and we grew up and we became the biggest company in Ukraine with a market share of 26%. We served 20,000 SME. And we supported all the biggest company. It's like different companies such as Glovo, Bolt, Uber, all of these companies. We became the market leader. And in 2021, just again before the big, unfortunately for us again, invasion, I started again a new one company now, which is based in UK, with an idea of cross-border payments. I would like to simplify cross-border payments for B2B businesses. And I still have a dream to have some confidence in for the future, but I understand that uncertainty brings for us a lot of opportunity. And all of us, we should keep it as opportunity to move and to use technology, because using technology, we can survive as a humans and we can help each other to move forward and to look with some confidence on the future.
Thank you very much. Ayman, before you jump in there, just quickly, notice how there was an improvement in the payments process without issuing a stable coin. Did you notice that? That's a joke. Okay. Right, Ayman, sir. I'm going to stop my gags because nobody laughs at them. Right, Ayman, please, sir. You're open.
Thank you. Well, in Iraq, we have different types of challenges. The main challenge that all Iraqi banks are facing is the trust issue. In Iraq, we do have more than 70 private banks, 3 state-owned banks, and during the past 10 years, more than 10 banks went into bankruptcy or financial difficulties. Last year, more than 20 banks have been banned by the US Treasury from using the US dollars, so the trust issue is a major challenge for private banks in Iraq. The financial inclusion rate is less than 20%. People prefer to keep their money at home or with state-owned banks because they feel safe when they keep their money at state-owned banks. From our side, as National Bank of Iraq, we realized this challenge from the beginning, and we adopted an expansion strategy based on increasing the level of trust in our bank. We provided our clients, either in the corporate side, retail side, SME side, with the service that they do need. If I give you some figures, we managed to increase the size of the bank from the total assets of the bank from $400 million in 2018 to $4 billion by end of September this year. We managed to increase the number of clients from 15,000 clients in 2018 to 350,000 clients. Deposits from 150 million to around $3 billion by end of this year. We succeeded in this because we had a very clear strategy. We managed to have a very strong relationship with our clients. We knew the market at that time very well, and we decided to take very strong and clear steps towards having a well-positioned, a good position in the Iraqi market. This is the first challenge that we faced and we're still facing. The second challenge is the technology. As my colleagues mentioned, the technology part is a very important element in Iraq. Iraq is a cash-based economy. Every month we receive around $1.5 billion. We count $1.5 billion in cash. So it's one of the cash-based economies in the world. And the government of Iraq, Central Bank of Iraq, are pushing and supporting people and businesses to move towards e-channels, e-payments, and they are leading the digital transformation in the country. From our side as a bank, we are moving in the same direction. We changed our core banking system. We launched an advanced mobile banking service. Soon we'll be launching our business online service to our corporate clients. So we are moving in the same direction. We feel that the future is for digital products and digital services. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. There's a lot there as well, all of you. In fact, those two chaps just now would have loved all this digital and payment stuff, but let's leave that for a second, right? And there's no more gags about stablecoins. Right, both of you mentioned... See, I'm worrying here because I'm falling down flat here. I'm worried, right? You've got to start responding to me, otherwise I'm just going to go home, right? Moorad, you're a loser. Go home. Right. First of all, you both mentioned the trust issue. Even without regional upheaval, wars, displacement, which, again, you've mentioned in Ukraine as well, that's an issue in banks. And Nour, you talked about the customer service, even the customer that they want. And then, Ayman, you mentioned financial inclusion. I mean, I thought it might be a low number, but that's a particularly low number in Iraq. But again, it's understandable because of the regional upheavals the last more than 20 years. What would you say banks should be doing on these two fronts? And for all of you, but banks and tech companies, FI-based tech companies, what should they be doing to improve the trust perception, to improve financial inclusion, to make financial services available to all citizens and not say, I mean, even if the inclusion number was 95%, I would still want 5% more. So what should banks be doing to improve the trust perception and to improve financial banks and FIs, to improve the, thank you for correcting me, to improve the financial inclusion as well, those two issues. Nour, do you want to say that first?
Yeah, sure. I think I will go where I started at the beginning, whereby banking sector, and because we have been there for quite some time, because we have been regulated, we already established that reputation of being safe and sound. But that is not enough for us to address the problem of financial inclusion, because this is an area that we're not very, I don't want to say accustomed to it, or it has been part of our business model, because typically when we are looking at our client base, we are looking at the consumer side, and we're looking at the consumer side, let's say, with stable income sources, with a payroll that flows into the banking sector. And then, so that customer base is sort of a repayment that is secured. If we look at it from a corporate commercial structure, we look at it from cash flows and from the ability of those companies to show us financial statements that are well audited. When we are tackling financial inclusion, we're looking at a segment in the economy that is neither there or in their setup, in their readiness for providing us with all those requirements that banks typically look at in order to start working with them.
You mean like a proof of address and proof of ID and all that sort of thing?
Starting from a KYC up until moving into a credit product if we are going to give them limits. So it's covering the entire spectrum.
So when they can't provide this, how can we still assist them?
By partnerships. And this is where I think that, and you know, you and I, we had a conversation just before the start of the session. And I did tell you that I personally believe that the way banks and fintechs should operate, it should be complementary. And it should not be one where we should perceive it as direct competition. Now, I think fintechs have triggered us as banks to think faster, to become, to see where we can really adjust our strategies and business plans so that we can act faster. But, you know, we are complex entities. We are complex by nature because we are regulated. We are complex because we have legacy systems, and it's not easy for us to change those legacy systems so they suddenly become very agile and very, you know, very, very quick in addressing and providing solutions. So in order to do that, and a quick win for us is partnership through collaboration with the fintechs. Now, one of the areas that concerns me actually is not fintechs, it's tech fins, you know, because today as banks, we come with our reputation, we come with our client base. Fintechs, they come with their agility, they come with their speed of launching products. So that marriage makes sense. Now, if we talk about tech fins, and by that I mean the giant technology firms that have been there for quite some time, established reputation, they have a client base, all of us use them. We're very accustomed to, you know, it only takes us just, you know, you open your mobile phone and you're on one of those social media platforms. When they are introducing financial services into their platforms, into their ecosystem, that is competition. And this is something that we need to think about. Does it give me as a banker sleepless nights? Today, no, but I think it is a threat that we should really account for and think, how are we going to mitigate that risk?
Excellent, thank you. Did anyone want to come in on those 2 points of trust and financial inclusion? Any comments on that?
Yeah, I think that to improve financial inclusion, first of all, we need to focus on the seamless experience for the users. It should be seamless experience and simple products. If we would like to educate people and of financial services, it will never work, just never. People don't want to get their knowledge in university and schools. Kids, they don't want to go in the schools anymore, unfortunately. It's like a new generation. How we are going to improve financial inclusion? Just by very simple user experience. And it is exactly where fintech helps and we cooperate with the banks. It's not that it's a competition. No, it's that it should be simple products and it should be embedded experience, because it's very often that consumers, they trust more and they want to use platforms. Yes, it's true, and it is like the global trend. People, they are getting financial services not from the banks, fintechs, they are getting financial services directly from the business, Amazon, Apple. Apple became the payment methods. It's not that, but again, it's not that they became a bank. They don't want to be a bank. They don't want to be regulated. I don't want to be regulated. It's like opinion of tech companies. And it's fine. We should find the way that the bank, it's a foundation for financial services. It's just foundation, and it's great to focus on the really important stuff, how the money moves. But when we discuss financial inclusion, it's an important topic, especially for emerging markets. But we should think not about competition, but how we can make our products simple, how we can deliver the services for all the people with a different level of education. The product should be simple and it should be embedded. Because if I'm coming to online shop and I would like to buy some good, okay, if I don't have now enough money on my account, it's your problem to find the way how to analyze my data, because you as a bank, you have enough of data to make all the type of projections, make the analysis of all my cash flow. You can do it by yourself. I don't need to bring you any even document. You can make it by yourself using technology. And in this online shop, and it is a normal way how generally like in US, people are buying in India, the same. You can just like buy the boot, you can get the loan, and also you can get an insurance. Insurance is also financial services. You can get the insurance on the goods, and it's great. And in this case, you don't need to educate people. They will start using financial services much faster.
Thank you. Did you want to add anything to that, Ayman?
Yes.
Did you want to add it? Yeah,
yes.
go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I think the quality of service that we provide to our clients is the most important thing to increase the level of trust and to increase the financial inclusion rate in the bank and in the country as well. Well, what we did during the past few years, we introduced very competitive services to the market. For our retail clients, we introduced what we call the quick loan, whereby you can get the loan within 30 minutes.
Okay. I like that.
We deliver yes, this is for the governmental employees who work for the government. So against the salary that is coming to their account, they can get an instant loan. So we managed to get more than 300,000 people from the government to bank with MBI. And for our corporate clients, we introduced what we call in Iraq cash centers. You know, because Iraq is cash-based economy, we receive a lot of cash every day, so we introduced what we call the cash centers in most of the cities in Iraq. By doing so, we managed to, onboard more corporate and retail clients in National Bank. So what I'm saying is that you need to know the needs of your clients. Once you know the needs of your clients and meet the need. Yeah.
Let's explore that.
Yes.
Thank you. That's fantastic. Segue into my next question was going to be, how do we know that customers are getting the products that will benefit them? Put another way, how do you go about ensuring you deliver the products that they need? And you just said you need to know what they need. So that's my next question. How do you go about ensuring that you are delivering or producing or innovating the products that your customers actually would benefit from? Do you want to carry on what you were saying, or otherwise, no, you just passed it on to Nour. Right. Whoops, I'm falling over the place here. Right, off we go.
Sure. So we'll go back to the terminology that you liked yesterday, customer centricity. So, one of the things that was discussed yesterday is how can we provide personalized services to our clients? And again, this is by leveraging technology. Leveraging technology in a sense of big data, artificial intelligence, analytics, so that we can understand the client's needs, believe it or not, before they do. And that's by analyzing their trends, analyzing their uses of their accounts, and so that we can develop products that address the needs of the clients. So I think, again, it has to do with technology.
So is that then going the algorithm route, a la Amazon and Google, to find out what they need almost through their transactions before asking them? Is that what you're referring to?
It depends, really, because, today all of us encounter this situation whereby if we think about something, we suddenly see it on our social media. So initially we thought that this is, telepathy. This is, the social media is just reading our minds. But in reality, that's not telepathy and that's not reading minds. And then it becomes a question of, I don't want to go into the part of what is ethical or not ethical, but today in the banking sector, we try to make sure that we're preempting or we are understanding our client needs without having those applications that would get those trends, but really by monitoring their accounts with us, by really thinking about how do they compare vis-a-vis the sector and the industry they work in. So this is, I think, the main reason and one of the things that helps us to develop products that addresses our clients' needs ahead of time. One of the things that we have been very successful doing at Citibank is the voice of clients surveys that we run periodically. And that's a source of information that feeds into our planning, our strategies, not only to assess how customers are perceiving us, but it's also trying to understand what their future plans are and what their strategies are, so that when we are working on our product development, when we are trying to address each market with its needs, we take this feedback into consideration. So it's a combination of
old and new, the algorithmic one and the survey one. So a qualitative and a quantitative, yes?
To a great extent, yes.
Brilliant. I love that. Excellent. Anything else on that, chaps?
Yeah, can I add?
By all means, yes.
Thank you. First of all, for sure, to understand what you need to develop, you need to make the data analysis. But if you don't have a data, it's also fine. Because you need to focus on the pain point of your problem of your clients. For us, it was always easier because during all this, my experience, we had always a lot of challenges. COVID pushed us everyone is locked. Okay, how we can help businesses? Definitely, we can again help businesses to move from offline to online. It is the problem. Which quick products we can deliver for offline businesses if they are not ready. So we created landing pages, we created a lot of fast solutions. Another one problem, again, 2022 invasion, blackouts. It's a huge problem because people, they don't have light at all, everything is switched off, and it's a problem for people. Supermarkets don't work. In this case, technology can help exactly still continue your normal life, buying something, ordering and working using online services. Again, this is a pain point. Everything the rest is to speak about how you can simplify the user experience. You need to work with the data. You need to analyze and to be focused on the data, because clients will never answer you, what do you need? If you will come to your clients and ask, what do you need? Everyone will tell you nothing. I don't need anything from you, especially. That is why you just need to analyze the data and really to look at what is the pain point. I think that all of us, we also coming back to crypto and stable coins. I have never understood why we need crypto, to be honest, because we didn't have a pain points. There are no any pain points. We have cashless economy. We can use our cards, accounts. We can move money. There are no points why I will use it. And especially I was trying, will I use it just to buy some simple products? Never. It's complicated, it's really expensive, but again, we now live in super challenging world. There are so many complexity exactly in the money movement between the country. And it is exactly the case how we can see now and why we can see now so many companies with a stable coin, because it's a new one problem. We cannot move money anymore in so easy way between the countries. And exactly stable coin and crypto help people to move the funds. People from Ukraine, if you look also like in the analytic and statistic of the country who are using generally like the crypto, you will find it's definitely like such countries as like emerging markets, and also like with the problems in the economy, they are moving money using crypto. This is the user case. That is why answering the question about the problems, you need to find the problem and also like to try to solve it.
Thank you, yes.
Well, I have one comment only, which is it's important to meet the needs of your clients, but in most of the cases, you need to force some things on them. In our case in Iraq, people, they would like to come to the branch and deposit money. They would like to meet the branch manager. Now we try to force them not to come to the branch, to go to the ATM to deposit the money, to call, to use the mobile application, and e-channels to get the services. So in most of the cases, as we speak, and these days, our strategy is to move people, to move our clients from the traditional banking into modern banking.
I understand that, and that's quite orthodox around the world. I just want to check with you either your own personal opinion or your own firm strategy, but nevertheless still preserving that human element, right? You're not saying exclusively use the ATM and use the phone or the thing. If you want to come in the branch, we'll still have one. Are you advocating that as well?
You're right. Yeah. I mean, we keep both options for
right.
For our
That's
clients.
all I wanted to know, sir. Right, now, that reminds me of a song by The Jam. You know The Jam, the English band? No? You don't know The Jam? The public wants what the public gets, but the next line of the song goes, the public gets what the public wants. It's a song called Going Underground. You should look it up. It's more than 40 years old. Now, that's a good point you raised. Education, sometimes you have to develop the product and convince them that it's good for them without them asking, which is what banks have been doing in the digital space. But I wanted to also explore about still preserving option. Because, the occasional person might still want to walk into a branch and deposit their check. They might be in a minority of one, yours truly, but if the option is there, I will still stick with you compared to someone else, you see. So I wanted to check that multi-channel customer interface, which is what you've just confirmed for your firm. Okay, anything else on that, or I was going to open to the floor. You had a comment, Nour?
Yeah, I just want to comment on this aspect per se. Today we are catering clients of different generations, from the baby boomers to Generation Z. And those generations have different needs, from the face-to-face interaction to totally that we do not want to see you. So that puts pressure on us as banks to continue to develop our services in a way whereby it's a branch, but it's a digital branch.
Yeah.
And then the service, it caters for both, for all generations, for all ends of spectrum. But I think one of the things that we're sure of, to a great extent, is that this model will shift as time passes, because those generations that are joining the banking sector as clients, they are more tech savvy and they are demanding more technology. So this is why if we are today operating under hybrid models, it's going to be, the shift is from hybrid into digital to fully digital.
Yes, let's check back in 20 years' time, because I slightly disagree on that. Not wholly. I mean, you're quite right. Gen Z, or Z, if I'm American, they are very tech savvy. They don't want to talk to human beings. They'd rather just sit in a basement and program. No, that's just a joke. Right, but I get the tech savvy point. However, an 18-year-old or a 30-year-old doesn't stay 18 or 30 forever. When they get to, unless you're Peter Pan, when they get to 45 or 55 or 75 or 85, they may, having still been tech savvy when they were 25, want to occasionally talk to a human being. I mean, it's one thing to simply make deposits or to make payments or to purchase on the internet, but if I'm about to buy a house, or I've just set up a two-man or two-person company and I've made my first export order and I'm worried about foreign exchange risk, or do you see what I mean? Certain products, certain transactions for the first-time customer, irrespective of their age, they may still want some human interaction. That is my challenge. So I'm not sure if in 20 years' time we will be fully digital. I could be 100% wrong, of course. That's why we'll have to wait 20 years to see. My point was that Gen Z today is fine doing digital for everything, but when they stop being 30 and they have children and grandchildren and want to worry about inheritance planning or making sure their kids are sorted or moving house, I'm just trying to think of things that don't necessarily lend themselves to a pure digital transaction. I might want some financial advice. I might want to talk to a human being before I click the mouse button. Do you see what I mean? I'm not sure it stays static.
But do you remember that the new generation even buying the houses also in Meta?
In Meta?
Yes, in the digital world. It's like, it's moving and shifting so much.
This is my question. Is that 100% of people all the time? That's my challenge. I don't think, I certainly wouldn't, but then again, I'm an old man. I wouldn't want to buy a house on Meta. Does that mean every single 25-year-old today?
Not every. It couldn't be that we are all different.
Exactly. That's what I thought. That's why I thought it stays dynamic.
Yes, it still will be. Some people will prefer this, that, and it's again about like to have different choice.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
About the choice. Omni-channels, it's about the choices. Now omni-channels, it's like offline and online, and it will be also omni-channels, just even maybe in online. Nobody knows, to be honest, what will be. Hopefully, we will have future, but yeah.
Yes, hopefully we will, that last point. Right, now, we still... Did you want to comment? You're happy, Nour?
No, I just want us to make a bet for the coming 20 years.
Let's make it a tray of... Because I don't bet money, let's bet a tray of cream cakes that there'll still be some branches in 20 years' time. You've got to keep in touch with me, though. Right, okay, because that's a long time from now, 20 years, 2042. Right, now, where's my roving mic person? Have we got any questions in the audience? I'm sure there must be loads. There's one there, hand up straight away. Can we have a roving mic there, please? No, we've got a lady coming up here. No. No, we've got... Thank you, sir. Doesn't have to be cream cakes. It could be, Arabic sweets.
Yes, it's Ahmed El-Gamal. It's Ahmed El-Gamal from Bank Misr Cairo.
Hello.
Hello. Given the growing uncertainty and complexity in today's VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, how do you see financial inclusion as a tool for stability and resilience? Specifically, what strategies financial institutions can adopt to enhance inclusion in such unpredictable environment while ensuring risk management and sustainable growth? Thank you.
Thank you. So the question, if I just quickly summarize, is how can banks, what should they be doing to ensure financial stability in the region? Was that the gist of your question?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone want to take that?
I can give it a try. For us to financial inclusion is really measured only by having a bank account. So it is as simple as just having a bank account and you are part of that financial inclusion, right? I think it is in policy makers' benefit and government's benefit to increase financial inclusion, because you really want to have the highest number of your population included and part of the financial industry in one way or another. And that is because of what we are seeing today in terms of political incidents, because of what we are seeing around us. It is important that that measure continues to be there, because this is how we can control to a great extent, the good players from the bad players. So I think it's a priority matter for policy makers, and it cascades to us in the private sector, because we also see the benefit of it, because bad players will influence all of us and will have implications on the way we do business and our reputation in certain jurisdictions and certain countries.
Thank you. Do you want to add that? Okay, yeah.
I can tell you from, again, my experience that financial stability is the crucial for all countries, and it's the first sign for all the people about the stability and about the future. What is the key sign of the stability? It is accessibility. If I can get the services right now. That is why, if to speak about what should be always the focus to increase inclusion and also to increase stability, it's definitely to control that all your services, I prefer to be based in cloud, because in this case you don't have dependency on the territory, you don't have dependency of the situation, but all the financial institution must keep the controls about accessibility if people can get the access. It doesn't matter what is going on here right now, but I would like to be sure that my money is safe, everything will be good with my money. I have opportunity to use it even tomorrow when I will be in a better position rather than now. And I can tell you again, sharing with the Ukraine situation, I can tell you that it was crucial, and it is now crucial for all the people that they have a clear understanding that the banking industry, all the banks, they are operating on the daily basis, 24/7. They have always access to their mobile apps, even if they can't visit offline branches, because they can't, because it can be destroyed. But they have access to their phone and their life and their future in their phones, because they can check that the money on account and I still have this money. And that is why we need to really every day to be confident that we are doing everything to be sure that all our services are stable and it works.
That's such an absolutely spot-on point about giving this comfort in a tragic situation to maintain, because that really, there's enough stress with this tragedy without also that. So that's a really good point. Any other questions in the crowd? Not cloud, crowd. There's one at the front here. Someone got a mic. I'm falling down flat here. I'd see if you see tumbleweed. Someone do a tumbleweed with a picture of Moorad underneath it. Right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Ibrahim Bisha from Jordan Kuwait Bank.
Hello.
Nour, you mentioned the challenges, the opportunities as well. Now, during the last 2 days, we heard beautiful things about the 24/7. Citibank was one of the first banks to introduce that, about financial inclusion. Yesterday, the central banks for digital currencies. This brings a lot of opportunities, specifically in the global payments. However, the regulators address these opportunities in more tough regulations in terms of compliance. So my question is that how do you see the future of global payments, within the growing demand of the regulators' compliance requirements? Thank you.
By having the transactions digital end-to-end with minimal to no human intervention. And I think that speeds the process. So today, any transaction that gets initiated, be it by a bank, by a corporate, by a retail client, it needs to go straight through processing without any points of friction. And I think this will help expedite the process, address the regulatory requirements related to compliance, AML, and the likes. And so it helps us really hit a number of birds with one stone. Now the issue then happens if those transactions get filtered by the systems and then they need to be screened. And this is where education becomes extremely important to our clients, regardless of where they are. Are they on the most sophisticated end, which is the banks, because banks, we speak the same language, or are they also very sophisticated because they are our clients, but maybe they do not know the complexities that comes with compliance and regulations and AML. This is where education becomes extremely important in terms of highlighting that these things are done for the protection of the clients before anything else. I hope I was successful in addressing your question.
Okay, thank you. I would love to be chatting to these chaps for the rest of the day. Unfortunately, we are at time. Now, I would like to give them each 30 seconds, literally, to tell them what really excites them about the banking industry for the next 5 years. 30 seconds. Let's start with you, Nour. 30 seconds. What's really driving you, your enthusiasm and excitement that you see in banking for the next 5 years? I know, get rid of branches. No, I'm joking, right?
Not really. I've been a banker for 23 years now, and I still wake up with a big smile every day because I think it's a sector that is evolving and growing in a way that really keeps me excited. I think that, where we started and where I started in my career, things were somehow different. And the way things are moving now and the sector is evolving is keeping that excitement. My only worry is that the new generation that is joining the workforce, I hope they will share the same excitement that we have.
You and I 100% on that.
As dinosaurs or something of the like. But anyway.
Thank you very much. Fabulous. 30 seconds, Valeria.
I'm super excited about the biggest changes which we will see in the financial industry, because financial industry is the most regulated and the most old-fashioned industry, because it is the sign of stability. And that is why I'm pretty sure that we will see a lot of changes during the next 5 years. And I feel that technology will become like our life in financial industry. And I'm super excited about a great opportunity of using AI, because AI will help a lot to prevent the financial industry from the fraud, from a lot of stuff which we were not able to manage before.
AI, brilliant. That's right after the break. The next session is on AI. Top 15 seconds, my friend.
Well, I think in Iraq, the digital transformation journey will be an important milestone in the history of the banking sector in Iraq. So I believe Iraq will be witnessing a major change in the digital transformation, and we would like to be part of this journey. Thank you so much.
And inshallah you will be. Thank you. Guys, Nour, Jarrar, Valeria, Vahorovska, Ayman, Dhaim, let's have a big round of applause. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Thank you very much. I love that. Thank you. Thanks very much. Take care of yourself. Thank you. Take care. Thank you. Cheers, guys. We have a half an hour break. Please make it half an hour. Yeah, don't take the mick out of me and turn up 45 minutes later. Half an hour, AI panel, 11:30. I will see you then. Thank you very much.